Hello and welcome to Mahika Tutorials. In previous tutorial, we have seen that string is a class in Java and there are two ways to create string objects. We can create a string using literal mechanism or we can create a string using new keyword. Now we are going to see some of the constructors which are given in the string class. String class has number of overloaded constructors, but we are going to discuss some of the commonly used constructors. The very first constructor that we are going to see is the default constructor. That is the constructor which does not have any parameters. This constructor is used to initialize a newly created string object which represents an empty character sequence. Like when we say string is equals new string, then it will create an empty character sequence. If we will try to print the value of this is variable, it will print nothing. The second constructor which is present in string class is the constructor which takes byte array as parameter. This constructor can be used to construct a new string by decoding the byte array, and it uses the platform's default character set for decoding. Let's take an example. If we have a byte array with these values, then if we want a string object to be loaded by this byte array, we can use this syntax. We can say string s equals new string and we can pass this byte array as a parameter. Now, if we will try to print the value of this s, then it will print welcome, which is equivalent to the character values of these numbers which are given in byte array. These are the ASCII values of the characters WELCOME. So when we will load this S object with this byte, these byte values will be converted into corresponding characters. These byte values are the ASCII values of the characters which are getting stored in this string object. So this is the second constructor which we can use when we want a string object to be initialized with a byte array. Next constructor is the constructor which takes a character array as parameter. It allocates a new string from the given character array. Suppose if we have a character array value and if we want a string object to be loaded or to be initialized with this character array, we can use this type of constructor. We can say string s equals new string and then we can pass this character array as a parameter. So now if we will try to print the value of this string object, it will give us welcome. So we can use this type of constructor when we want our string object to be initialized from a character array. Now the next constructor which is given in string class is the constructor which takes three parameters. First is character array, second is the offset, and third is again a count which is of integer type. Now this again can be used to allocate a new string that contains characters from a subarray of the character array argument. So here again we can create a string from a character array, but rather than copying this complete array in the string object, a subarray can be used, and for that we need to specify two parameters. First is offset. Offset means from which index characters should be copied from this character array, and count is the total number of characters to be copied. Let's take an example. If we have this value which is a character array with these characters, and if we create a string object, and at the time of creation of this object we are passing three parameters. First is value, that is we want this S object to be loaded from the array value, but we are passing two more parameters, 3 and 4. 3 is the offset and 4 is the count. So what it says, from value array we have to copy the characters from index 3, 0, 1, 2 and 3. That is, starting with C, it will start copying the elements, and the total number of elements which will be copied are 4. So in S we will get 4 characters copied, and that will be C O M E. So if we will try to print the value of this S, we will get COME come as an output. The next constructor which is available is the constructor which takes string as parameter. It initializes a newly created string object so that it represents the same sequence of characters as the argument. In other words, the newly created string is a copy of the argument string. That is, if we say string as s equals new string, and if we pass hello, then this s will refer to this string object hello only. So if we print the value of s, we will get hello as output. The next constructor available is the constructor which takes string buffer object as parameter. It allocates a new string that contains the sequence of characters currently contained in the string buffer argument. Suppose if we have a string buffer object, and then if we want our string object to be loaded from this string buffer object, then we can use this constructor. We can say string s equals new string, and then we can pass this string buffer object as a parameter. So if now we will print the value of s, we will get the same value welcome, which was referred by buffer object. The next constructor available is the constructor which takes string builder object as parameter. It allocates a new string that contains the sequence of characters currently contained in the string builder argument. If we have a string builder object, and if we want to load our string object from that string builder object, we can use this constructor. We can say string s equals new string, and then we can pass the object of string builder as a parameter. Like here, if we have a string builder object whose value is hello, and if we pass this object as a parameter to string object, and if we try to print the value of this string object, it will give the same content hello to us. So these were the few constructors from the string class which can be used as per our need. In next tutorial, we will see why string objects are immutable. Thank you for watching this tutorial, and please subscribe the channel if you have not subscribed it yet.